We'd love to start. Yeah, welcome to Melbourne. You've had a great start to 2026, making the semifinals in Auckland in what was a great result for you, and it looks like there was a lot of great fan support for you over there too. So how was it to start 26 with a result like that?
It's so great. I loved Auckland. It was my first time going to New Zealand, and I definitely didn't expect that turnout. And yeah, I had such great support. The atmosphere was great, and the tournament was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, speaking of semi-finals, one of the things that made you so famous was what you did in Miami last year. I think that was the result that put you on the map to so many fans, and you had incredible wins over Ostapenko, Keys, and then Iga Swiatek. What was that like in terms of your tennis career and your life, how it changed?
Well, I think that has to be the highlight of my career so far. Like you said, that's what put me on the map. But I, you know, it just everything clicked after that. And yeah, I look back at that moment and I just think, wow, like it was insane, and it's crazy to believe that that actually happened.
Your start in tennis, as I understand it, is quite interesting. I believe your mum was a swimmer. You had an uncle who was a basketball player. Why did you choose tennis?
I got into tennis because of my brother. He's 3 years older and he started playing tennis. And so when it came time for me to pick up a sport, I kind of think they just threw me in with him, you know. And yeah, I ended up loving it. Yeah.
Who were your idols when you were growing up?
So obviously Rafa Nadal was a big one. On the girls' side, I really looked up to Maria Sharapova and Lina. And then a bit later on, Halep and Barty also. Yeah.
Speaking of Rafa, tell us about your time at the Rafa Nadal Academy. How old were you when you went there, and what's that been like for you?
Yeah, I've been there since I was 13. So it's been quite a while. And, you know, I've built so many long-lasting relationships there, and I love it there, and hence why I'm still there. But I just think it's a great place. So sentimental for me because I've spent all my teenage years there. And yeah, I think it was just a great experience growing up. Yeah.
Speaking of when you were a teenager, another great result in your career was when you won the US Open Juniors, and that success on the junior tour. How do you feel that kind of shaped your career and kind of put you on the journey you were on?
I think juniors is a great stepping stone for professional tennis. Of course, you kind of have to get past that hurdle of transitioning, especially when you do well in juniors. And I think I handled that pretty good. Yeah, when you do well as a junior, there could be, you know, some weight of expectations, but I think I handled that pretty well as well. But yeah, I think juniors brought me a lot of great memories and a lot of good experiences, and just being able to travel around the world, you know, as a teen. Not a lot of teenagers can say that.
Yeah. Your Miami result was also interesting in what it did for your ranking. I think your ranking halved after that 2 weeks in Miami.
It did.
Yeah. And that comes with so many changes, like it changes your schedule, what tournaments you can enter, the kinds of opponents you're playing. How was it to adjust to that huge change so quickly?
It was, I mean, I think everything at that point after Miami was a new experience with that ranking, being in the top 100 for the very first time. But my eyes were just wide open. I was just so eager to compete and to learn and to be at this level. And in the end, you know, being on tour in the WTA tour is my dream. It's, you know, to be a professional tennis player, and I'm living out my dream. So although it came with its challenges and I have some tough times last year as well, I think I look back at 2025 with so much positivity.
Amazing.
You have achieved so many firsts for tennis in the Philippines. So the first to reach a WTA 1000 level semi-final, the first to win a Grand Slam match at the US Open, and the highest ranked player in history. Does that come with kind of pressure or is it pride?
I would say more pride. I think it depends how you look at it, and I try to take it in with as much gratitude as I possibly can, because I know not a lot of players are able to have this platform, and you know, it's a blessing to have this support behind me. So yeah, I won't say that it comes without any pressure at all, but what I do is I just try to focus on what I need to do on court, how I can work to the best of my ability, and I know that I'll perform to the best that I can. Yeah.
What has been the impact at home in the Philippines when you go home?
I haven't been home a lot, unfortunately. I have the times I've been home though, I've felt so loved. Things have changed, to say the least. Yeah, I try to avoid going out alone now. But then again, it's blessings. Yeah, just gratitude for it. Yeah.
There's something really cool about that you're emerging from the Philippines, and there are some other players coming up through countries that have huge support bases, but they haven't necessarily had the history in tennis. So Janice Chien in Indonesia, Joao Fonseca in Brazil, Zeynep Sonmez just qualified from Turkey, and there's just all of these new fan bases are kind of growing and discovering tennis. I mean, what's it like to be a part of that, making tennis even more global?
It's so nice to know that I'm doing what I can for the sport, because tennis has given me so much. So all that I can do to give back to tennis, I'll do to the best that I can. And it's just so nice to see, like, for example, in my region, Southeast Asia, there are, I think, 4 women in the main draw from Southeast Asia alone. Me, Janice, Mai, and Lanlana. So it's such a great, it's such a great time for women's sports in our region, and tennis, women's tennis. So I'm so happy to be a part of that. Yeah.
And did you recently compete in the Southeast Asian Games as well? So
yes.
what was because there's this wave of women coming through from that region, was that more popular, or was there more spotlight on that event because of that?
I definitely felt that it was stronger this year than the past years. Maybe I'm biased because I competed in it and it was pretty tough. But yeah, I think we've had just these 4 players alone that are in the main draw. I think that speaks for itself in terms of the height of the level of that tournament. So yeah, I enjoyed a lot being with the team. It was so nice to reconnect with these girls and create those bonds.
Amazing.
What is life for you like off the court? What do you enjoy doing outside tennis?
I like going to the beach. I like eating out and trying new restaurants. But a lot of the times in my free time, I'm quite tired. So I do catch up on movies and things like that. I like to shop as well. Yeah.
Nice. Have you got a favourite Australian beach?
I've only been to one. I just went to St. Kilda's yesterday. So I don't know where that ranks in Australian beaches. I would love to go to Gold Coast once in my life, but I don't know where that fits in my schedule.
After such an incredible season last year, what did you most learn about yourself?
Wow, that's a great question. I think I learned a lot about my capabilities. I think there was a video that the WTA put out of kind of like 40 minutes of like my best points or something like that. And I watched it. I was like, wow, like I've improved a lot. So I think just being, I've always believed in myself. I've always believed that I could do it. But to be able to produce and execute, it gives that extra layer of self-esteem and confidence. Yeah.
And what would you love to do here at Melbourne Park?
What I'm hoping to do is just get my first win here. I've played qualies 3 times and I've yet to win a round. So I'm hoping to get my first win. Yeah.
Alexandra, thank you
so
so much for joining us today, and good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.